So these are the tinted charcoal pencils from Derwent that I got this week. They come in this really fun tin in these really kind of cool black pencils, which are awesome. You can see they have all the colors here, the different colors that come in the set. I only got the 12 set because I didn't really think I needed the 24 set with all the colors. I'll make sure to leave a link to these in the description. But let's take a look at what they look like swatched. So here are the colors all laid out in swatches. They are wet and dry. One of the things I want you to notice is when they're dry, they do smudge. But after they're wet and dry, they don't. So that's something to keep in mind when we're working today. I'm not going to re-swatch these. I do have a that is included in the Patreon video that I put up yesterday. So if you're a member of that community, you can see that there. If not, go join. Okay, so let's get started. I am working on the Bahong satin paper today, watercolor paper in a block. I love blocks because you don't have to tape things down, which can be an awesome benefit. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to come in with our Pit Pastel pencil. I'm just going to make some marks through here. We're going to keep this pretty simple today because I really want to focus on the techniques of using the watercolors. I have about 5 that I thought worked really well, but I want to get this black down because it doesn't lift. And I'll leave a link to this as well. All the materials I'll link below so that we can, in the description, so that you can find them if you want to play with them. Okay, so now that we have that down, we're going to be working with our Hortum Schmincke natural colors today. So I have the water and the earth set. Let's see. So the first color we're going to use is indigo. Let me get that ready. Let's go ahead and wet this paper down a little bit, just through here. I don't usually do that, but I feel like today I want to try something a little different. So let's put the watercolor down. Now these are natural pigments. They don't have any of the oxtal binder that goes in these pigments, so they're a little bizarre. Like they're kind of thin in a weird way, so they spread a little differently, they feel a little differently. Let's come in with our knife here and make some marks through here. The other thing is too, they dry really fast, which is sort of bizarre as well. I like them. They just take a little getting used to. They feel kind of jelly. Is that a word? I don't know. Let's take our catalyst wedge here. I'm just going to come through here a little bit. It's almost like the aquapasto a little bit is the way that they feel to me. Because you can get these really cool lines. It's kind of hard to explain in a video, so I'll do my best. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add in, I want to play around with this lavender color. So I want to get some light washes down before we start playing with the watercolors. Or I'm sorry, making sense. The charcoal pencils is what I meant to say. I'm going to come in again with the catalyst wedge and do some mark making through here. I love this paper. Okay. I think I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to come in with some of the ochre. So let's come in with just a little bit of this ochre color. Kind of bring it through here. I also have a really pretty green color that I haven't used yet, really. So I think we're going to try that next. It's really thin. Like it's almost too thin, I think. But it's really pretty. It's celadonite, sorry. Forgot the ite part. You can see that it's super transparent and very thin and delicate. Let's come in with our catalyst wedge through here. I'm really just liking making these marks through here. The scraping is definitely becoming one of my favorite things to do. As you guys know, I love marks and I love making lines through things. And this tool is very nice. The cardboard is still very good too, though. Okay, let's let this dry and we'll continue on. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that violet with the ochre. Let's see what color we get there. And I'm kind of just going to bring it through here. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I like that color a lot. Do I want to scrape back in? Maybe just a little bit. I'm sort of liking how I can get these defined lines through here with the catalyst wedge. And then I think, well, let's see what we would do if we've got this vine black. I'm going to try that with just a little bit of with the color we just made. You guys see that? Make sure you can see it. Sometimes I get off camera a little bit. This is interesting. It's very almost chalky. Weird. I don't think I used the black yet. But it's not a bad color. Let's just put it through like here. Give us sort of some definition through there. Bring it down a little bit. Might be blending too much. I don't know. But I kind of like this. Let's come in with, get my color shaper out here. So I'm going to come in with this a little bit of the color shaper. The color shaper gives us really fun textures. Oops, especially when there's paint on there. Let's take a little bit more of that color and kind of push it through here. I have to remember that I'm going to add charcoal on top of this. Ooh, but I really like that. Let's do more of that. Let's do more of that. I like that. I like how that came out with the color shaper. It's almost like it's just, especially with the satin paper, like it's really subtle, but I kind of love it. I want maybe a little darker. What happens if we add just a little bit of that black to it? And let's bring it maybe just through here. Okay, we need more black than that. Because when we mix the black with the ochre, we should get like, it should be like a green color. That's pretty thin though. Just a different way to add marks and texture. That's nice right there. I'm just really liking that ochre. It's almost straight out of the tube, which I'm told you're not supposed to do. Somebody told me that, and I was like, what? Okay. Okay, I think that's a good start. Actually, let's put a little bit of this bullous. It's called bullous. Like an orange sanguine color. What if we just made a little bit of those marks through there? Because I like that color. And I think we need just one more rich, and then we'll get into, we're gonna let this dry, and then we'll get into some charcoal techniques and see what we can get. Okay, I'm gonna come in with my palette knife, just a little bit, just to make some marks through here, add in some texture. This watercolor doesn't have to be always just flat washes. Like we can add, we gotta use our tools in different ways to get new marks, I think. At least I do. Okay. So I really like this color called Peat. The colors are actually really cool. They've got really good names. So it's sort of a brown color. The first technique I want to talk about is just basically just drawing over the watercolor. Now we can do this in a variety of ways, but I just want to go in just a little bit because I think I want to build up some layers here and some textures. I don't want to just cover it all up with, you know, black and brown, but this color is really nice through here. So this is the first way. Build up textures with just dry. So the next thing we can do also, this is called Lavender. And I love this color with the green. I think it looks really cool. We can put in just a little bit of this color. Remember what I said about earlier in the video? I talked about how when they were activated with water, these charcoal pencils, they become permanent. So let me get a brush. So I'm not going to use my watercolor brushes. I'm going to use something a little stiffer. This is just a generic brush here. With a little bit of water on there on the end. And we can blend this out with water, which is the second way that we can use these, is to blend them out. I like using just a little bit of water and almost like a dry brush. We can get a little bit more bold through here. Let's make this a little darker so you can kind of see. And then we just come in with our brush and tap, tap, tap. I like to make these little almost grassy marks. Now, I've only had these for a couple of days, so I don't know all the techniques, but I'm going to show you just a few that I like, have been working for me on a couple of pieces I've done already. The thing that I like about this is that you can create some really subtle color shifts, and you don't have to be super bold with it, but you can be if you want, and we might get, you know me, I might get bored and do something crazy. But yeah. So those are going to be permanent. But look at that. Let me bring you in for a close-up. So you can see like the subtle color shifts in here, and we kind of have some marks and some lines. And that's from using a stiffer brush. If we used a watercolor brush, it would probably just all blend together. So if that's something that you're looking for, I just don't like to use watercolor brushes with other mediums because I think it makes them gum up a little bit. Okay, let's get back to it. So the third way that we can use these is that we can get them wet. We can then get a little bit of pigment here on our pencil or our paintbrush. And then we can just use it like watercolor and just sort of paint over things. I think I need to sharpen this a little bit. Okay, so couldn't find my pencil sharpener. So we're just gonna continue on. But you can see how you can lay in. I wish I had an orange color. I'm gonna have to get out a different color. So let's come in with this mountain blue color. This is really pretty with that same technique. And it might stain your pencil a little bit. But let's just bring a little bit of that through here so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And then we can also they also work really well, tip number 4, dry into wet. They move a little differently. And then you can also come back in when you do that and just sort of spread them out a little bit if you want to do that. If not, you can kind of keep the line pretty subtle. But then it adds texture as well as blending. So remember, once they're activated, they don't move. So that's a plus, because then we don't have to use sealant or anything like that. But you definitely want to keep some of the texture, I think. So the next way is I've taken some deli paper and I use this driftwood color, which is like a brown color. And we're going to see if we can make marks with it. Now, I haven't tried this, so we're going to see if this works. I just want to see if we can use it just like our pastels. And it does work. It's really subtle. This is a neat way to get lines that are maybe just a little more subtle and thinner than you could possibly draw with, maybe. Like, that's a really nice line. It doesn't work as well as the pastels, but it's still kind of cool, I think. Okay, actually, I think I want more of those through here. I need to blend it out a little bit. Now, these will probably lift up if we're not careful, so it's something to keep in mind when we're doing these things. So I think you want to add a little bit more of this lavender color through here. And maybe just a little bit through here as well. Come back in and spread those out a little bit. I kind of want this shape to come through that middle part. Get some water here. Sorry for the sniffies. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so if you hear me sniffing, that's what that is. Okay. Just gonna make these come through a little bit. I just like the way you can blend these out. Well, normally I'm pretty bold with my marks. We haven't gotten done yet, so let's see. I like that. But I think I want there to be some bolder textures through here. So I went ahead and took some of this is the green moss color, and I just put some down on the sheet of deli paper, and I'm going to wet it down so we can make it liquid and use it more. I think this actually might work out better. Oh, and I got some on the paper. Oh, well. Oops. Okay, deli paper is not waterproof, apparently. Note to self. I'm going to take the stencil, and I'm just going to use a bit of this watercolor through here to kind of see if we can get some different shapes going on. I don't want a lot of this, but I thought it might be a fun try to add some different marks through there. You can see that we got a little bit of the stencil. I kind of screwed it up there. Do I want to continue? Let's just put like a couple over here with this color. You can see that the lines that I put in there are kind of smearing a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, I like that. Now I kind of want to add more of it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to add more. I think, well, maybe like one more. she says as she continues to. Okay. Ooh, I like that. That's a neat way to use them too. So I lost track of what we're on. I think we're on, that was number 5, I think. I want to add some rougher textures through here, so let me think about that. So I think I just want to add in some boulder marks through here. Right? And then maybe, do I want to bring it down? I want these to feel very grassy. Almost like the marks that we make with the deli paper, but just in a different way. Let's come in with a little bit of dry brush. Let's see if we can't make some difference. Like through here. I don't want to smooth it all out, but I kind of want it to be like, I really like the texture that I can get with these. So there is a white. Thought maybe we'd put some of that in and see how that works. Imagine it's going to get pretty dirty pretty quickly though. I don't think I want a lot of white. I think I need some darker tones up here. Let's come back in with that, with the dark moss. And I'm just gonna add in a little bit just through here, I think. And I want it to come up, like a shape coming down like through there. And I'm gonna blend it out a little bit. I kind of like those wispies. Yeah, I like that better, I think. Okay, I've got some of the ochre and the Mangayo pastels here on my deli paper. I want to make a line going through here. I really want some orange pops of color coming through. And there's not an orange in that set. We could do watercolor, but I think this is going to work out better. Yeah, I like that. And I think maybe I've got a little bit of that color coming through here. So I'm thinking just add a little, some little baby marks through there. Doesn't need a lot. Doesn't need bold. But I might want to. Yeah, I like that. Does it need, let's try. I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but maybe just a few lines through here. I really wasn't going to do this, but it kind of needs some pops of color. Like it was looking all bland. Okay. Okay, I think I want to add just a little bit of white through here. I didn't do a good job of conserving my white. So I'm going to bring back a little bit of lightness to it, brightness. Maybe it needs just a little, I think just a little And then I'm gonna come back in with a palette knife a little bit because we don't want them to be perfect. That's not what we want. Oh God, things are falling. Ooh, that's fun. That's a good mark. I don't like that shape right there. But let's... Okay, I think I might be done. Possibly. Maybe. Let's just add a few more in here. Okay, let's look at it with the mat. Okay, so here it is with the mat. I like it. I think it turned out really well. I got some weird splooshy marks on there. But I hope you can see how there are many different ways that you can use these charcoal pencils so they don't just look like you just drew on top of something. Like, I think that's really cool how you can draw on top, right? On top of the watercolor, but then also using it as washes and blending it using stencils. I think those are all really important things because then it kind of blends together with the watercolor. It doesn't look like there's watercolor, then there's charcoal on top. It's just a really nice way to add texture. I really like these orange bits that we added through here. I think those are good. I really like what I did here with the catalyst wedge. That was a really cool line. I actually really like these sort of rocky formations we made with that tree stencil. And I think the white really adds just a little bit of pop to it. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'll keep playing with these and see what I can come up with. There might be a way. I want to see if I can use them on the jelly plate, which might be kind of fun. So stay tuned. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Click over here to see the last video. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.